Okay, let's see the way of find out the 2017 demand and supply. Uh, 12 to 15 question questions answers, how to solve the answers we'll find out. Okay, 12th one. Market demand and supply curves for a certain consumer good is represented by the following equations. The equations are QD equal 80 minus 2P and QS equal minus 20 plus 3P. Then the equilibrium quantity and price would be. Okay, let's see children. How to find out the equilibrium price and quantity? It's easy. You can equal both QD and QS equations together. Okay, this is 80 minus 2P and minus 20 plus 3P. The same elements you have to move in same direction. So it is 80 plus here minus 20 move to here plus 20 and 3P and minus 2P move to here plus 2p. Then add together 2p plus 3p, that is 5p, and 80 plus 20 is 100. Then 100 divided from 5, that is 20. So your equilibrium price is 20. Then you have to calculate the equilibrium quantity. You can take the QD equation or QS equation and your equilibrium price, that is 20, to this equation. Price at 20, it is minus 40, and then QD equals 40. Then if you need to take this one as okay, that means pretty sure this answer is okay, so you can add Q for the QS equation, this equilibrium price, then you can make sure this one is definitely correct. Okay, so it is 40 units and the price is 20. Then 13th question. The diagram below represents a competitive market for a certain consumer good. Okay, this is the diagram. Then we'll go. If a specific tax, unit tax, is levied on the product in this market by the government, the producer surplus after the tax is the area. First of all, we'll go for this diagram and we'll find out what are the consumer surplus and also the producer surplus. We'll find out first of all. Okay, this is your diagram and your supply curve is S1 and the demand curve is D1 and your equilibrium price is P0 and equilibrium quantity is Q0. Remember children, the consumer surplus is above triangle of the equilibrium price, that is your consumer surplus, and below triangle of your equilibrium price is producer surplus. Okay, this is your equilibrium price before tax. Okay, P0 and your above triangle is ABE, so this is your consumer surplus before tax. Then below triangle equilibrium price, here the below triangle CFD is your producer surplus before tax. Then we'll see after the tax. Then after the tax, the quantity, after the tax the equilibrium price is increasing, and because the tax is not a good one, equilibrium price is increasing and the quantity is decreasing. Then the quantity is decreasing to Q1 and equilibrium price increasing at that time P2. So equilibrium price is P2 and equilibrium quantity is Q1 here. Then you have to find out the equilibrium quantity, new equilibrium quantity, where the place the before supply curve intersect. This is your before supply curve and this is your quantity. The place where the before supply curve new equilibrium quantity intersect, this is the place, and that for the place the price you have to draw. Okay, this is your price P1 and this is your equilibrium price P2. P1 to P2 is the tax. That is the way we'll have to find out the tax area. Then this is your Q1. You cannot take after the Q1 places. That is why this is we call as EF as the dead weight loss. Then Q1, then P2 to P1 is the tax. That means B and C are the areas, the government tax revenue. Okay, so BC is the government tax revenue. It goes to the government. So before ABE as the consumer surplus. Now this is dead weight loss, and this is what goes for the government, and this is for producers. Sorry, consumer surplus is the A after the tax. Then CFD is the producer surplus before the tax. So after the tax, F dead weight loss, because after the Q1 we cannot take, and because this is our quantity, and C goes for the government as the government revenue, and after the tax the producer surplus is the D. Okay, this is the way after the tax and before the tax, how to find out the producer surplus, consumer surplus, the government tax revenue. Okay, this is the way. Then producer surplus after the tax is D. Then 14th question, if the price elasticity of supply is less than 1, this means the. So you have answers. First of all, read the answers carefully. Okay, first answer, change in quantity supplied is greater than the change in price. Second answer, percentage change in quantity supplied is greater than the percentage change in price. Now you have to remember the way of calculating the elasticity. There are two equations. One equation is delta Q divided by delta P into P divided by Q. The other equation is this one. Price elasticity of supply equal percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. Why we get this answer? This one, this equation to calculate these answers, because your answers has this equation mentioned here. Okay, then you can add two amounts. Maybe it is easy to take less than 10 amounts to here and add. Then I add here 10 and add 20 for the change in price. You can change this one and identify which one gives the less than 1 answer. So when I add less amount to the quantity and great amount for the price, I can take the less than 1 answer. Okay, this is the way. It's easy. Add. First of all, add the amounts. Then greater than 1 or less than 1, you can take the answer. So you can see if percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in price is greater than percentage change in quantity is the answer that gives the inelastic supply. Here percentage change in quantity supplied is less than the percentage change in price, give the less than 1 answer. Then 15th question. Suppose the demand and supply curves for a competitive market are represented by the following equations. The equations are QD equal 60 minus 2P, QS equal minus 20 plus 3P. Suppose the government imposes a minimum price equal to 20 rupees per unit, then this will. Okay, there are answers. Excess supply, excess demand. The answers has like that. We'll see how to find out the answer. So, minimum price they mention, and you have the equation. First of all, find out the equilibrium price and quantity. Now you know how to find out the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. QD and QS equations equal together, and 60 minus 2P minus 20 plus 3P. Same elements take same direction, and 10 plus 20, 2 plus 3. Then it is 80 divided by 5, it is 16. The equilibrium price is 16. Then equilibrium price add to QD or QS equation. The price I add here to QD equation 16. Then I take the answer as 28. That is equilibrium quantity. If you make pretty sure that your answer is perfectly correct, and it is for also for the supply equation, because this is your A level examination. You should have prove to yourself that your answer is definitely correct, because that is your 1 mark. Then children, remember, if like that question, it is better to draw the diagram, rough diagram you have to draw. That is important. Anyone in the demand and supply, if you use a rough diagram, you can see everything through the diagram. The prices, the quantities, excess supply, excess demand, maximum prices, minimum prices, you can easily identify. So you have to draw the rough diagram like this. Okay, this is the rough diagram. So this is your equilibrium price 16, equilibrium quantity 80, demand and supply curves I draw, and at the minimum price like this 20. Then minimum price here, the minimum price intersect this supply curve. Here the place where the intersect supply curve, the quantity you have to find out, because they are going to find out the excess supply or excess demand. And the minimum price where the place the demand curve intersect, that is the excess that is the demand, the quantity. Here the demand curve intersect here, and where the quantity we have to find out. How we find out the quantity? So the supply curve, remember that the supply curve goes through with the supply equation, and the demand curve goes with the demand equation. So when you find out the quantities or prices, use the same equations with the same curves. Okay, here the QX equation I take, and I add 20 rupees, because 20, this is your minimum price. Add here, because we are going to find out the quantity. So add the price, and you can take the answer as 40. So here I add 40 is the for the supply. Here supply curves intersect the quantity 40. Then take the QD equation, add the minimum price 16, minimum price 20. Take the QD equation and add minimum price 20, and take the quantity demand here. So you can add here 20, because the demand curve, so you have to use the demand equation, and here the quantity 20. Then demand curve intersect here, the quantity is 20. Supply curve intersect here, the quantity is 40. And this is the, you can see supply is greater than the demand. So there is excess supply. Then 20 to 40, excess supply, that is 20. Okay, this is the will lead to an excess supply in the market equal to 20 units. So take the rough diagram, and you can make sure everything you can see through the diagram. That is important when you do the questions, because this is your A level paper. Remember that it is important that make pretty sure that your answers are thoroughly okay. That means thoroughly sure that you take the correct answer. Okay children.